Power struggle means seeking to gain control. Power struggle usually occur in the home when both parents and child are determined to have their way. None of them want to back down. That's when power struggle occurs. Power struggle breeds resentment, hostility, and disobedience in the home. It destroys the love and the peace and harmony of the home. That's what we'll be discussing today. Welcome to my channel. I'm Oluwakemi Owolabi, the convener of Impactful Parenting Academy. Please subscribe to this channel and hit the notification button so that you can always be notified when I publish amazing videos like this. Power struggle is usually a normal and natural occurrence for children. It's normal for children because they have always been dependent on their parents. The children have always been dependent on their parents. Now, at this stage, they are beginning to gain some level of independence. So, naturally, they want to explore their autonomy. That is why sometimes they want to gain control of what has to do with them. Power struggle also occurs when parents are attempting to inappropriately control the children, or when children seek to control, they will want to control everything that has to do with them. Sometimes some of the things that these children want to control is beyond their age, it's beyond their ability. That is why the parents are trying to say, no, you can't do it in that form. The child too wants to say, no, that's how I'm going to do it. That's what brings power struggle in the home. Now, we want to discuss how we can prevent power struggle in our homes, or if power struggle usually occur in your homes, how you can deal with power struggle that it doesn't occur anymore. Power struggle also occurs mostly among toddlers and teenagers. I'll tell you why. Toddlers at the beginning of their lives were dependent on their parents. But when they begin to see that they can do some things on their own, they want to gain more control. They want to have more autonomy. Just like teenagers, when they begin to see that they can do some things on their own, they've gained some level of independence in life, they just want to take total control, which is impossible. Because as parents, there's this natural feeling to guide your children aright. Now, let's discuss how we can deal with power struggle in our homes. The first thing to do to deal with power struggle is to create a win-win situation for yourself as a parent and your child. It's not a competition where somebody has to win. As a parent, you know better. So the best option that you have as a parent is to create a win-win situation. Look at it from the point of view of your child. Then you'll be able to take a better decision. Another way that this win-win situation can work is by communicating with your child. Speak with your child. Give your child reasons why you want your child to do what your child wants to do. Tell your child the advantages of what you want your child to do. Toddlers, for example, come and eat your food. No, I want to play. I'm not hungry. I want to play. But when you call your child and let your child know that whenever he or she eats very, very well, is going to grow. He or she is going to grow into a big man that has a lot of strength and power. Then they will be interested in eating the food. If you don't want your teenagers to do a particular thing, maybe you don't want them to go for a particular outing or whatever, you tell them the reason for it. Not that you just come and you say, that place, you're not going. This thing, I'm not buying it for you. Without giving them reasons, they wouldn't understand. Because you said you are not buying, they too will insist on getting it from you. And there's a lot of resentment, a lot of disobedience and hostility within the home, instead of radiating love within the home. So it is better you communicate with your child so that your child will understand your reasons better. Another thing that you should do is to give your child a choice. It's mostly better to create a win-win situation by giving your child a choice. Give your child a choice. Let your child have something to pick from. Let your child know that, okay, if you do this at this particular time, then if you are given the choice, don't give it like, can you take a pick? Can you pick from this thing? No. You can just say, honey, come and eat your food now. As soon as you are done eating your food, you get your screen time. we have to do our assignment now. When we are done with it, you get your screen time. So the child knows that something that the child loves will follow what you are doing presently. For your teenagers too, you give a choice. For children generally in the home, sometimes it's better to give them a choice. That's the only way you can get a win-win situation. When you give them a choice, it's better. You get a win-win situation. Another thing that you should do to eradicate power struggle completely in your home is that at this point, stop talking. You have to stop talking. Listen to your child instead. Let your child express his or her opinion. When your child expresses his or her opinion, you will be able to think deeply about that situation and take appropriate decisions. But if you don't allow your child to talk at all, you won't even feel what your child is feeling. You won't be able to empathize with your child. You won't be able to take the appropriate decision. But when your child talks and you talk too, you'll be able to take the appropriate decision. The next thing you should do is that you should put yourself in the shoes of your child. Yes, put yourself in the shoes of your child. Exchange position with your child. If you are the one in the position of your child, will you still do what you as a parent is asking your child to do? Look at it from that angle. You have to empathize with your child. If you are the one in the situation of your child, will you still do what you want your child to do? But if you now put yourself in the situation of your child and you see that what you are asking from your child is so unrealistic, it will be better you change your approach so that your child will be interested in doing that very thing that you want your child to do. You change your approach. For children, little children, the best thing you need to do to prevent power struggle with them is to say the exact things you want them to do, instead of saying the opposite. If you don't want your little child to run within the house to prevent slipping or falling, instead of shouting, "Don't run, don't run," the best thing you tell your child is you bring your child to yourself, look your child in the eye, and tell your child, "We will not run. We don't run here. Use your walking feet." You know your walking feet because you've been telling the child the walking feet already. Now, you're a good boy, right? You're a good girl, right? Use your walking feet. Instead of shouting, "Don't run, don't run." For little children, the best way to get their cooperation is by telling them the exact thing you want them to do. Not telling them the opposite. Not saying what you don't want them to do. In fact, they are even more confused. The best option you have is to say the exact thing you don't want that child to do. Another thing that you have to do with little children to prevent power struggle in your home is not to accept the invitation for power struggle. Your toddlers and your preschoolers, they just want to see what your reaction will be to some things, and they begin to throw tantrums. Instead of shouting at them to stop or stop crying, "Why are you acting like that? Why are you eating someone?" The best option you do sometimes is to bring in some sense of humor into that situation. Just pretend like you did not see what your child was trying to do. Pretend like you didn't see it. Don't accept the invitation to a power struggle. Pretend like you didn't see what your child wants to do. And instead of that, use some sense of humor to make your child do what you want your child to do. Use some sense of humor. You can turn it to a kind of play and make it interesting for the child. Then the child will feel relaxed. The child will lose some guard and begin to see that, okay, this is what my mom wants me to do. This is what my dad wants me to do. Then they willingly do what you want them to do. Another thing that you should do is to give warnings to your children. If you want to go out now and you'll be going in the next 10 minutes, you can let the child know that we are leaving any moment from now, so that the child will hasten up, instead of rushing the child unnecessarily, that everyone will be under pressure. The child is under undue pressure, the parent is under undue pressure. You might even forget some things that you need to take along to where you are going to because you are under pressure. It's better to organize yourself before then. Give the child some warning. It will soon be time for us to leave now, so that the child will hasten up and get ready. Then, to also eradicate power struggle in your home, factor in the power struggle. Let's look at it in this way. Anytime you take your child to the supermarket to get groceries, your child is always crying that he wants to buy a toy. He wants to get a toy. And if you know you're not ready to buy toy for the child that very day, the best option you have is to take a toy along from home. One of the favorite toys of the child, you can allow the child to take it along from home to distract the attention of the child. Another thing that you can do, if your child does not really like eating or the child will stress you out at meal time, the best thing you can do is to encourage your child, even before the meal is ready, to join you in the preparation, to join you in setting the table. Not as if the child really wants to do anything. Only let's go and set the table. It's time to eat. The child is excited already. The child is already thinking about what the child wants to eat. The child starts getting ready, helping you to pick the cutlery, the spoon, the cup, putting it down. You keep saying exciting things about the food that the child wants to eat so that the child will be interested. Then sometimes you might need to give extra time to your child. If you need to go out and the child is not ready yet, it's better to give extra time to your child. One thing to also do to prevent power struggle in your home is by complimenting your child when your child has done what is right. It's by complimenting your child when your child really cooperates with you. Everyone wants praise. Everyone gravitates towards love and praise. So when you praise your child for everything that the child has done that is good, the child will be interested in doing more. You know, naturally, children love their parents. Children want to please their parents. So when they see that you are pleased with a particular thing that they have done, they want to do it more. So the best option to prevent power struggle in your home is by complimenting their good deeds every time. Now, I need to say this. Your child is not an extension of your body. Your child is a separate entity on his or her own. So you have to see your child as an entity. Your child is a unique human being. See your child as an entity. So you'll be able to treat your child as such. Sometimes you look at it from the point of view of your child, then you take the appropriate decision. See your child as an entity. I will leave you with this. There are times that your children really must say no. There are times that they have to say no. Let them know that they are free to say no when they need to say no. They can't always be saying yes. There are situations where they find themselves that they can't just say yes. They have to say no. So let them know that they are free to say no. We are not breeding children that will not be able to reason. We don't want to breed children that cannot process their emotions. We want to breed children that can process their emotions, that can also express their emotions per time. Let them know that they are free to say no. But whenever they are saying no, they must say no respectfully. The children must say no respectfully, especially when they are saying no to adults. Even when they are saying no to their mates, they still have to say the no with a lot of courtesy. Not saying no like you feel like you are the one in charge or in control. You say no because that is how you feel as at that time. And your feelings are very valid. They are correct. They can easily say no. We have to prevent power struggle in our home. When we prevent power struggle, there's no struggling for power. There's no struggling for autonomy between the parent and the child. There's so much love radiating within the home. The home is at peace. The home is in harmony. Your child is ready to cooperate with you. You are also ready to see that thing from the point of view of your child and create a win-win situation. Power struggle is not good at all in homes. So as parents, we have to devise means and good parenting to eradicate or deal with power struggles, to make sure we get the cooperation of our children per time. If this video is beneficial to you, please please share with other parents that also need to get this. We need to make this world a better place. At the same time, subscribe to my channel so that whenever I publish amazing videos like this, you will get notifications. See you some other time.